If we start high energy and then like drop to zero, I mean, like at least we had something.
Okay, cool.
At least we have something.
At least
we've got something.
That something
We
is AIDS. Welcome to the show, everybody.
All right.
Talking.
Hi.
I'm Jeremy. I guess I should say that.
I'm Matt, but there's two of us here, so I'm Matt Ammar.
I'm Ammar Matt. So,
That makes it real easy.
yeah, no, I'm Matt Tabor.
And I'm Gwen.
Cool.
What
So-
are you drinking?
This is King Cobra.
Feel the.
Does it have real cobra?
Do you have?
No, but it has real king, which I think is kind of.
Oh, okay. Here.
It'd be harder.
Let me take a
Go for it.
Oh, you
swig.
were gonna hate it. I'm gonna let you know.
is it
right
gross?
I'm
I
gonna
don't
let you
like
know.
beer,
I'm
so-
gonna let you know right now. You're gonna hate
Wait,
it.
what is it? Is it?
Well,
a
it
beer?
already smells bad. It smells like
It's malt liquor.
That's-
oh.
that's absolutely my alcoholic father in that can. Yeah.
No God.
It is the cheapest.
I'm gonna put your alcoholic father on the green screen behind
That
us.
is.
It tastes like somebody.
Go ahead.
It just tastes like somebody poured a shot.
That's
into
really
shitty
gross.
beer.
That's like worse than Pabst. And I know that you like Pabst.
I do like Pabst.
I
This
hate
just
God,
Pabst.
you're
tastes-
such a hipster.
It just tastes like generic beer to me.
Gwen, you like beer, right?
Yeah, you know me. I'm all about that alcohol, which is why I'm the only one who's not drinking.
I'm not
alcohol.
drinking either. I have a Sprite.
Why are you drinking this?
Because Matt told me that he wanted my.
No, I didn't. No, you can have them.
Yeah.
So here's what happened. Last we had a movie night, and I bought. No, it's fine.
Well, we watched The Lighthouse. That was good.
That was good. Yeah.
Have you seen The Lighthouse?
Gwen was here.
She was
there.
here.
Have you seen The Lighthouse?
I was also here.
Have you seen The Lighthouse?
His eyes say no, but his mouth says yes, yes.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh.
Yes. Well, that was a good movie.
Well, that was a quote from the best movie ever made, Freddy vs. Jason.
Oh, it's a classic.
I don't hate that movie.
Time to bitch up.
It's time. Should I tell that story?
Yeah.
Yeah, do it.
Okay, so I saw Freddy vs. Jason when I was 11 or 12. Whenever it came out, I probably shouldn't have seen it.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're a kid, and even sometimes when you're an adult, you hear something in a movie with no subtitles, and your mind just processes it differently. So they say, "Let's tie the bitch up."
Yeah.
When they're referring to using her as a sacrifice for Jason or something. But I heard it as, it's time to bitch up. So now when we're like ready to go, like we're setting a plan in motion, I say, all right, guys, it's time to bitch up.
There's a few of those that I've had. Like the one that comes to mind is when you guys seen Lion King 1.5?
Oh yeah.
Have you not?
It's been a while.
There's a point where they see Simba being held up on Pride Rock, and Pumbaa says, "What's that he's holding up?" And I always, for my entire childhood, thought he was saying, "But Daddy's old enough." And it was so confusing to me for such a long time. And my brain, your child brain tries to justify it, try to figure out why the context of that scene leads to that line.
Well, that's
Daddy's old enough.
because when
It doesn't matter.
when I was watching Freddy vs. Jason, I thought that was just kid lingo.
Yeah.
I thought it was like the
That
new
one-
word or something
like
that.
hello, fellow kids.
Yeah.
That one makes sense, but Daddy's old enough is really that one was. I had to do some. I had to do for some like mental jumping jacks, some mental gymnastics.
There you
as
go.
we would call
There.
it,
You got
to make that make sense. But yeah,
What was it? I think the only thing that really like stuck out for me for stuff like that was the song "Dirty Deeds." I thought they were saying like "Dirty Deeds" in the Thunder Chief, like they were talking about some like Native American who's like going around doing some badass shit, and it's like, yeah, the Thunder Chief.
There was
I like
one you
that.
told me a few months ago about chasing waterfalls.
Oh yeah,
yeah, tell that one. That's a good
song.
one.
So the song "Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls." I always thought it was a song about a guy named Jason Waterfalls.
don't go chasing water.
and it's about this girl who's just like, he's like leaving her, and she's like, "Don't go chasing waterfalls."
That's awesome. That's such a badass name.
Right?
Oh my god! I wish my name was Jason
Jason
Waterfalls.
And like she's just like, oh, stick to the rivers and lakes, like things that are familiar. But like
Because he's water.
because his name is Jason Waterfalls, and
I
so
can
so
hear
it's
it,
like
though. I
it's
can
like
hear
don't
it.
go Jason Waterfalls.
I can also hear Thunder Chief too.
Right?
Yeah, those are both
I
solid
actually-
examples.
I actually thought it was gibberish.
Oh yeah,
I thought it was dirty deeds and they're done dirgy.
which I again.
Dirty.
Like no, it makes perfect sense. Like I'll never forget the day like I realized like done dirt cheap and it's like oh I guess that kind of makes more sense in context of the song because they don't really talk about a Native American.
Yeah. If I wrote a song about a Thunder Chief, it would just be he flies in the sky.
Yeah.
Do you got one of those?
I do. I'll look it up to make sure. So the No Doubt song "Ex-Girlfriend," the lyrics are, "I kind of always knew I'd end up your ex-girlfriend, but whenever it was playing in the car, we had like a greatest hits CD, and then my dad was like, "Oh, is there like a song you want to hear?" Because he's a cool guy. So I was like, "Oh, can you play Carl Newman?" It's like, it's Carl Newman, you know. Carl Newman's future ex-girlfriend. And that's what I thought. That's what it was.
Actually, not even kidding. I have a very similar one for the same song.
Okay, well.
Really?
So, yeah, okay.
I thought it was a Pokemon song. Because I thought she was saying, I always knew you were Nidoran's girlfriend. Because there's a Pokemon episode that I watched around the same time of the two Nidorans that fell in love with each other.
It's like, oh, cool, the tie-in song.
Yeah.
Right. It's
Oh
so
my gosh,
perfect.
they're so good at marketing.
The coordination, you know.
It's so good.
So Gwen Stefani just needs to enunciate. That's all we got.
Oh, that's every Green Day song. You listen to a Green Day song when you're a kid, and you're like, I have no idea what he's saying. So your mind just fills in the blanks. You know? So...
I don't know anything about music. But you mentioned Pokemon. That's something I can latch on to.
Right.
Yes, what do you guys think about the new Pokemon movie trailer?
the one that's just exactly the
looks,
same?
It looks kind of awful.
It looks like a garbage to me.
Like, to be fair, the original animation isn't exactly amazing either.
That was my thing, is everybody was talking about how bad it looked, and it's like, do you guys remember the original one?
I don't think okay, like maybe I'm wrong, because I don't remember. We'll cut to a clip of really shitty animation in the first one, but I remember it looking pretty nice. But maybe that's just because I was comparing it to the TV show.
That's kind of my point, though, is that it's not like that it's bad, it's just...
I feel like it was like a
fine.
half step up above like just the regular animation.
I would have much
It's
preferred
like
the
fine,
regular.
and like so is the CG
It didn't-
animation.
it's
It's
like-
fine.
I think the quality
looks-
of this. I mean, it's like for me, as a Pokemon fan, it's like the Lion King remake. You know,
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what it is.
It's
just
not
like a
bad,
pointless...
but it's unnecessary.
Yeah,
Well,
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
my major problem, is like, why do it?
What was I saying? Because
Just
I lost my
looking
train of
like
thought.
this.
Yeah.
What was my train of thought?
You were
'cause-
talking about they were showing like side by side comparisons.
Oh yeah, so they were showing side by side comparisons of the models, and basically they're like outside of maybe a handful of tweaks, basically the same for most of them. And they didn't really come up with any new animations for like the actual battling. And so there's just like a lot of people really frustrated because they're like, we've been waiting for years to have a main console game. We were hoping for something kind of open world MMO where you can actually see other trainers running around. You like,
Yeah, that'd
and
be
it's just
interesting.
really upsetting. And so in response to this, there's actually another game that's being made as a independent game called Temtem. And I don't know if you guys... Okay.
I've never heard
So
those two
Temtem is
words.
essentially everything people wanted out of the Pokemon game. You can see the...
Is this
Yeah.
is this in development or
It
is this...
is currently in development. It's an indie game.
Okay.
And basically, it's pretty much just Pokemon with like a handful of small tweaks here and there. It's currently in like hard beta, and they just kind of released it to a handful of people as far as I'm aware, but that might need a citation here. But I know they did some kind of like early access for it, and I've seen some footage for it, and it looks amazing because you can see other players. Like, you can actually go up to them and be like, hey, do you want to battle?
That's awesome.
And you can like show off your Temtems like to other people by like, oh, which one do I want to like follow me, so I could switch it out and be like, oh, check out all my cool like high powered Temtems.
Okay,
like,
so they're not Pokemon.
they're not Pokemon, they're Temtems, but they're
It's just telling.
Has
It's
that
just
never been a thing in Pokemon where you could actually just battle someone over like the internet?
you can,
No, it
but
has.
you had to like go to like a designated like lobby, and
Yeah.
you never actually get to just see them.
yeah, that's the thing, because you never get that immersion of like you're in a big Pokemon world
Yeah.
with a whole bunch of other Pokemon trainers who are
See,
real
that,
trainers.
and
I
that's-
felt like as soon as you get internet access
Right?
into your game, that would be like the first.
Well,
thing you try to
that's
do
what
with
everyone was
Pokemon.
expecting with like a main console game, is where you could finally see like all the other Pokemon trainers, and you actually feel like you're in the world where you can go up to someone and be like, hey, I'll bet you this much money that I can win this battle. Let's do this shit. And like that's kind of what Temtem is. It's exactly what people have been asking for, and the animations, considering it's not a finished game, look amazing.
That's cool.
Like I recommend you guys check it out. It's really
Pokemon
cool.
is just that thing that like I don't play anymore.
Right.
But I just like sit on my rocking chair on my porch, just shaking my cane, telling them that they're doing it wrong. Like,
It's just like, back in my day, there used to be only 151.
I've never played any of these games, but I know they're not done right. Like, they're incorrect.
Galore, more like garbage. He is garbage. So this is garbage.
And Chandelier.
Chandelier, I love
No,
the random Pokemon.
the fucking keychain one is the one I always
God,
think
right?
of. It's just a keychain. No, but I know it's been out for well over a year.
Oh my god,
but the
there's
one-
like well over like how many is there? It's like 1,000 something.
There's
Well,
no
yeah,
way
but,
there's
no,
less than
but
1,000.
well over a year there was
gonna say,
like Let's
like,
Go
look it up.
Let's Go Eevee, Let's Go Pikachu. I still want that.
It looks cute. I don't know. I'm kind of like
The Gus and Eddie podcast is probably the worst podcast.
Still a huge fan.
the
It's still my favorite.
Oh, I love it.
Now we're going to talk about podcasts.
but
on the
every
podcast.
time
The
they
podcast.
they definitely said it.
Okay, can I
before
just
him.
say, okay, the H, you guys listen to the H3 podcast?
No.
I
don't
listened to
want-
It is a
highlights.
piece of shit podcast. It is the most garbage podcast, but I love it.
Wait,
Like,
so is this segment just going to be like what
we're
podcasts
just
are good?
shitting on. Yeah, sure. I
I
like
mean-
the Gus and Eddie podcast.
Me too.
Love
No,
it,
I was
love
joking.
it.
I
Yeah,
really
yeah,
like the Gus and
absolutely.
Eddie
It's my
podcast.
favorite.
But I also like the H3 podcast, but it's objectively trash. Like
Snark Take is pretty good.
Snark Take's not.
I like
that's
Snark
solid.
Take. That's
I
Chris
mean,
Reagan's podcast.
we also have to wait and see because there's not a big pool to
But
pull from.
he did 5 before he did these most recent 2.
Gwen, do you listen to any podcasts?
no,
Why not?
because I
Are you trying to? Are you a hipster?
Yeah,
Are you too good for podcasts?
pretty much.
Wait, Glenn, you don't listen to a single podcast?
Not really, no.
Are you interested in podcasts at all? Don't listen to H.
You're recording a podcast.
Yeah, I know. I'm aware of that. The irony is not lost here.
I listen to Gus and Eddie. They get Nakey Jakey on a lot, and I know you like Nakey Jakey.
Do you like Nikki Jiggy?
I have no idea.
I showed you Nakey Jakey.
Watch Nikki Jiggy. Just start watching fucking just binge. I'm sure there's a
That's
playlist.
easy binge, yeah.
That's like
He is-
an hour, and you're done with this content.
It's
Okay.
so good. It is top tier.
He's got really short.
Watch
like
him.
7 minutes.
That Red Dead one is 45
It's
minutes.
45
that
minutes.
That one's a long.
I
one,
think
but
that one's a
that's
good.
an exception.
I
That's
think
a
that
great
one's a
video.
good intro to thing.
Yeah.
Like if you just want to sit down for a
Yeah.
45-minute video, that's just
I showed you which one. Did
incredible.
I don't know.
I showed you. No, I did. I showed you one of them.
Which one?
It was. It wasn't horror in video games. It was a more recent one. I think it was. No, I don't know. 'cause
most recent. One,
It wasn't the most recent one, but it
It's
was.
the online
Most
video
recent
game.
was online dating. That one was
Good
one of
one.
my favorite ones he's ever done. That one was really really
We're in
good.
video games like October.
Yeah, that one was.
Hold
That
on.
was pretty good.
I,
That was okay.
I gotta look it up because I know I showed you one.
But
Oh,
yeah, so I know you.
He's the
You,
guy-
I'm sure you. I'm sure you have.
You
I
don't.
Just, I don't remember.
You don't like Red Dead. You don't like Red Dead, right?
I wasn't a fan. No.
Yeah, I would say watch his Red Dead video because he really goes into
Yeah.
the issues with it, and it's
Yeah.
really
Well, like
that was my introduction to that YouTuber.
Yeah, no, I like the weird thing about Red Dead is like I understand that it's supposed to be really good,
Mm-hmm.
but I couldn't help but break the game
Yeah.
on accident,
Rebecca.
like over and over again.
Do you
and
like
it just
Red
got
Dead?
frustrating.
Rebecca likes Red Dead.
Oh, that's good. I mean,
I've played about probably an hour of Red Dead, and
yeah. No, I played it like when I first got it, I played about an hour and a half of it, and I had to redo the entire opening scene
I
just
think I
because
showed you.
I broke the sequence by accident.
Disney Channel original movies.
Disney Channel
Okay,
original
yeah,
movies.
yeah.
That one
That's a
slaps.
great-
That one's
That's the one
good.
because
Sure,
I
yeah.
gave you the option and you said you wanted to watch that one.
Yeah, that's right.
Why am I listening
I'm trying to turn it off. I'm trying to turn it off.
What are you listening to?
I was trying to go to his.
Stop!
I was trying to go to his YouTube channel, and it just wouldn't stop playing the video.
No, because the video audio was coming through the headphones. 'Cause I'm trying to listen to this.
Okay, sorry. I said I was sorry.
He said he was sorry.
Well, get it off.
I tried. I was trying to go to his
It was like a
channel.
confrontation.
That was his.
Amazing.
That's his. I was trying to go to the channel and just start playing the video.
No.
Can you switch the audio?
The audio is fine.
It's over now.
No,
It's
yeah.
over now.
Record
It's
any
over.
of
It's
that.
over.
Yeah, it doesn't. Maybe.
Yeah. I'm gonna keyframe on you doing that.
Okay.
Anyways, what were we talking about?
But I think you would like Nikki JK a lot
Alright,
because he
yeah.
talks a lot about video games and he goes really.
He's the guy that
really
does the
deep dives in
funny
them.
spring sound effect whenever there's a jump.
Okay, yeah.
Boing, boing.
Oh, it's
He's the
that-
guy in
That's
the
his
yoga
claim
ball.
to
Yeah, it's
fame.
spring.
His claim to fame is the yoga ball and the green screen.
Don't do it, Matt. Don't fucking do it. What?
Is that like super loud?
Yeah.
Is that hurting your ears? Oh, you're hurting his little ears. Don't hurt his little ears.
Oh no!
Take his-
Ow! I'm sorry.
Take his lunch money.
I
One
like
day.
how you're trying to be threatening, but like you're like the lankiest teddy bear.
I am.
A lanky teddy bear.
Ew.
What?
You know how teddy
Oh.
bears are thin and tall.
I want a lanky. I want like a thin, like gangly teddy bear.
Flat Stanley. You want a flat Stanley?
What the
With two torsos cut in?
Wait, do you guys know
What's
about?
flat Stanley?
You don't know what Flat Stanley
you know what
is?
Flat Stanley
You know what
is?
Flat
You
Stanley
missed out on
is?
Flat Stanley.
Flat Stanley?
Everybody know what flat
Okay,
Stanley
okay.
is? That's
It is this amazingly horrific story about a boy who gets crushed by a bulletin
bookcase.
board. Was it a
Yeah,
bookcase or a
it's-
bulletin board?
Either way, he gets
Rebecca,
smushed.
were you doing a bit by?
I heard that he got hit by a frying pan. And that's what
I don't know. Either way, this poor child gets flattened, and the what they do to kind of like help him deal with the fact that he now only has like two dimensions.
He's horribly
is-
disfigured.
Yeah, he's horribly disfigured. So they're like the Make-A-Wish
Make-A-Wish.
the Make-A-Wish Foundation. No, let me finish my bit. The Make-A-Wish Foundation decides to fold him up and put him in like a mailbox and like mails him all over the world.
Can I see a picture of flat
Yes,
Stanley?
absolutely. Here he
Put it on
is,
the green screen.
Yeah, he's
Here
gonna
he
be
is.
behind.
crawling out of a mail carrier.
He's just like, my
And
God!
take a photo with him. Be like, hey, look, it's Flat Stanley at the Eiffel Tower. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
They
And, like-
mail him off to someone else.
Go back to the thing where
That's
yes.
him. That's
now
Flat
I'm seeing
Stanley.
the like the book covers or whatever.
Yeah, it's
Now I'm starting to be like,
horrific,
oh, I
right?
recognize
Yeah,
that.
it's Flat Stanley.
That's such a
That
bizarre.
was like a project that we had. My aunt and uncle were in Spain for a while, and Flat
Yeah.
Stanley went to Spain.
Yeah.
Now hold on.
But sometimes he gets even more boring.
That's
Wait
such
a
a
minute.
bizarre premise.
Wait,
There are
for
a
it.
lot of
guys,
different
hold on.
Stanleys. Yeah.
Why have we not? For those of you that don't know, because this is our first podcast, we do sketch comedy. Why have we not done a Flat Stanley sketch?
How
do
would we
that?
how would we
Flat
do that? Like, what would that
I
sketch
guess we could
entail?
have somebody just puppet like a two-dimensional being, like a two-dimensional.
wow!
Oh my god! That's Flat Stanley in
Yeah.
blackface. You know what? I would die for Flat Stanley.
Now,
You
now
know,
that
He's
now
the
that you know who he
Skibbleshanks
is,
of this,
Yeah.
of this month.
This
Oh
this
my God.
particular the moment in my life.
Actually,
what?
I don't know if we'll have the same energy, but Gwen,
What did I do?
when
Oh, you were
when we did the first podcast that sucked, so we didn't put it out. We talked about cats, and Gwen wasn't here. Gwen has since seen cats.
I have seen the most recent iteration of iteration.
The iteration of
Iteration.
Gwen was correct.
this ancient
yeah.
story. This tale as old as time.
This tale passed down by word of mouth until the genius that was what was his name?
Angel Lloyd Webber
No,
or
the
Tom
guy-
Hooper?
No,
Tom Hooper made it.
further back.
T.S. Eliot.
T.S. Eliot.
Okay.
T.S. Eliot decided to scribble it down on some
Yeah,
papers.
it started out as cave paintings.
It did.
And, like,
but it
like them all dancing on the railway track, and it was like the prophecy back then.
I mean,
and they
it's-
were the wrong size. Too.
they were the wrong size then. They're wrong size now. It's a matter of consistency by having inconsistencies.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say it. It was bad, but I didn't hate it.
I loved it.
I
Fuck.
found
might be-
it so strangely hypnotic.
yeah,
It's-
that's a good way to put it.
It's like watching a really slow car accident,
yeah,
but with really bad CGI.
I was very invested.
I can't tell you that I was invested, but I was curious to see what new travesty was going to come next.
Well, okay, so you are okay, but the thing is, you had already seen the play.
I had.
So
So
you
have
knew
I, though.
you had seen the play before.
Yeah.
So you knew who the Jellicle choice was going to be.
Yeah.
Here I was fucking sweating in my seat because I was like, I had no idea who was going to be.
Okay, so who did you think it was going to be, and who did you hope it was
I
going
thought
to
it
be?
was going to be Victoria because
Yeah.
also I didn't know what the Jellicle choice meant at the
Well,
time.
nobody knows what it means.
It's the Jellicle choice.
I assumed that it meant you get like a I don't know you just transcend or something. You just become like maybe 2 inches taller. I don't know.
Well, to be fair, they kind of do that on their own anyways.
Yeah, and so like yeah.
No.
But so I had no idea who the Jellicle choice was going to be.
Well,
Now,
no, yeah,
Going back,
it's-
it makes sense.
Well, who did you, when you first saw
When
it,
I first saw it,
who did you think the Jellicle choice was going to be?
I thought it was going to be that one old dude, freaking...
You thought it was going to be
Asparagus.
Gus?
Gus?
Asparagus?
Not asparagus.
Oh, old Deuteronomy.
Deuteronomy.
You thought Deuteronomy was going to choose herself?
She just goes,
Yeah.
this cat.
Yeah, no, because out of all of them, like, they seem
Who
like
has
they had...
no thumbs and is going to be the Jellicle choice? This guy.
No, because like it was the only one that it was the only cat that I actually liked when I was watching it, because it's like, oh yeah, it was this old dude, he seemed pretty chill. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Wait,
Judi Dench.
It wasn't Judy. No, I
No,
mean
that's
like,
so
in the original, like.
And the original
Oh.
it's a dude, yeah.
Yeah, it's just some like old dude. It's like, yeah, he seems really chill. Like, who's this like dirty cat? Get that shit out of here.
Can we agree, though? We could all agree that the Jellicle choice should have been
Skibbleshanks the railway cat.
Yeah.
No,
The
no.
railway
I
train.
disagree. I disagree. I think it was he needs to continue. Like to have been chosen, like would just be a travesty to the world. He would not be able to continue to provide the very precise and necessary joy if he was, transcended to being the Jellicle cat.
Honestly, yeah.
That's true.
He's the...
Like it would be depriving the world of that, and I think that
He's
would
the
be more of
cat
a
we
crime.
want, but he's not the cat we deserve. Honestly.
No, truly.
For Skimble, will let nothing go wrong.
He will not
Oh,
let
Matt does a really good impression of what's its name? Munko Strap?
What? No, Mungo
Oh.
Jerry?
No.
No, there's Mungo
Mungo
Jerry
Strap.
and Munko Strap.
Mungo
which-
Strap is the
that's
narrator.
very
Okay,
confusing.
okay.
Because
That
you
is
do
I'm
the
always
narrator.
confused.
Which one? Oh. Skimble, where is Skimble? Results in very nimble. It's terrifying.
I actually thought that was Elijah Wood for some reason.
No, but here's the thing. Elijah would do that.
Yeah.
He
might,
is
like-
just that weird. Like, I love his stuff.
I'm constantly shocked by the roles that Idris Elba keeps getting. Because one thing is, okay, I remember there was like this interview he did where he's like, I was like Nelson Mandela or something like that, and so he's like getting mad because he was in Marvel movies, but he's in fucking Hobbs and Shaw, and now Cats. Like what?
Idris Elba, I think it's really fun. I don't think he's a bad actor by any means.
No.
I think
No,
he's
no.
a great actor. I think the thing is that he thinks he's a lot higher caliber than he actually is.
But why?
Because do you remember Obsessed?
No.
Obsessed is that movie that was just made so Beyonce could have a fight scene at the end.
Was it at least a good fight scene?
Oh no, not really. It's the movie where Idris Elba works in an office building. He does business, and there's like a new secretary or something that comes in, and she wants to sleep with him, but he's with Beyonce. So
Well, I mean,
I feel like this is 7 other movies.
Oh, I'm sure
That
it is.
they reused
That
this-
sounded like it could have been a
So-
bunch of
It's been
other
a
movies.
bunch of
So,
movies, but yeah.
so Idris Elba, he's trying to navigate. He doesn't want this woman. So at the end of
Oh
the
my
movie,
God, I
they
remember
fight
this
for
now.
30 minutes.
Yeah,
And
that's right.
That's what the movie is.
Yeah,
leading up
yeah,
to.
it was
It's
like-
just
she was
Beyonce
like this
having a cat
weird-
it's
fight.
the Revenge of the
Yeah.
Sith.
oh my god.
But that's the thing is like Idris Elba's and stuff like that. He's in Cats. He's in Hobbs and Shaw, and he's Heimdall in the Marvel movies.
Yeah.
So and they're like, oh my God, like this prestigious actor. It's like prestigious. Come on.
Well,
feel like
okay. Well, my
He's
question
Can't be
is
hard
that
to
when he finally comes out without the jacket on, how did you feel in that moment?
Weird.
Oh,
because
I felt like I got punched in the face.
it looked like he had spiky
great.
skin. I didn't.
right? Like
Okay.
Yeah.
it looked
How do they describe his like colors when he's like
Ginger.
he's a ginger
Ginger.
cat with,
Ginger
with
cat.
sunken eyes.
I'm not crazy. That wasn't Ginger, right?
No, that was Idris Elba's skin
Golly,
made to look like it had fur.
It was
Yeah.
funny because it just
Yeah.
looks like, from a distance, it just looks like a
Strange-
naked black dude.
Strangely
Man.
enough,
naked man.
one could argue that it looked like a cat suit.
Yeah.
That's my joke.
Hey,
He just
you know
looked
what?
like a naked guy with cat ears.
It,
That's
it
what he
did,
looked like.
it did, and it was horrifying.
Right at that point, so up to that point, because there is a lull in the middle. I think we can all agree with that. There's
Yeah.
a slight, like, 10, 20 minute where the movie's like, let's let these dancers dance well.
all,
and that never,
all
that,
epics have a lull in
that
the middle.
never translates
Oh, that was
well.
when I went to the bathroom.
Yeah, and he went to the bathroom
During
right,
movie.
right. But right at that point, I was like, I don't know, is the movie gonna get any worse? And that's when Idris Elba just was naked. And I was like, well, fuck me, here we are. Like,
I wanted to bring up, because there's something that you were talking about, and then I found it,
yeah,
is I don't like James Corden. I think is that fair to say?
I think
It's a little
he's-
racist to say that.
He's British. So.
Okay. Oh, okay.
To be fair.
So yeah, I don't like white people. So
We know.
yeah. But James Corden made this whole big thing about something stupid that Bill Maher said, where he was talking about fat shaming, and he was like, I do not, I cannot stand fat shaming, and I don't want it to be pointed out that I am fat.
Real quick, was it a bit that he was doing?
No,
No, it was like on his show, just being like, "Hey, Bill Maher, fuck you. This is my body. Don't make fun of it." And then
4 months later, I'm Bustopher Jones. I'm not skin and bones.
in fact, I'm remarkably fat. He's so fat, it's remarkable. Someone remarked about it.
I think my favorite part of that is that there's an interview where he's talking about like trying to find scenes where he could do the least amount of work possible, and he was really excited about that time, the part where they all get captured. Oh shit! Spoilers. We gotta.
Spoilers for cats?
Cats,
Yeah.
yeah,
No, yeah, go for
The
it.
world has seen it twice over.
Okay. Well, anyways, in the interview, he was talking about how happy he was that he got a role where most of the time he just got to sit down and do nothing. He was just really excited about it.
Yeah, because he just was tied up for a lot
Yeah,
of it.
for a
he
lot
just
of
was
it.
just chilling with Rebel Wilson, just tied up for
yeah.
a long,
Do
long
you guys
time.
know about like the fight that he had with Patrick Stewart?
He had a
He
fight
had a
with
fight.
Patrick Stewart.
How do you fight Patrick Stewart?
Sheen, Loose, Pickard.
I had an ex-girlfriend who called him that.
That hurts.
Yeah, she saw it written out, and she's like, "Oh, Jean Luce Pickard."
That's what it sounds like.
No, it was like 10 years ago. It was some sort of like women in film or something like that, where they were both presenters, and James Corden did not want to be there, and Patrick Stewart said, if you don't mind, while we have our guests up here, do you not mind getting your hands out of your pockets and not wishing you were anywhere else? And
shit.
they just started going at it. And at first I'm like, oh, it's a bit. And then you look at their faces and their body language, like, oh, this isn't a bit. They can't stand each other.
Was this during rehearsals or during?
No, this was during the show.
What was the show again?
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, please. I would love to.
Because it's
If you want, I can play the audio right through your headphones again.
oh no, that ain't happening. Here, James Corden.
Are you okay? Holy shit!
okay?
You just
that
exploded
guy?
your drink on your face. Oh my god, that's good content, guys.
Was that caught on camera?
It's good content.
I hope fucking
It's
so.
good stuff.
Oh man, can you imagine if they fucking the camera cut out right then and there?
Was it,
We're gonna keyframe on your face right there.
That was good. It was a good bit.
Yeah.
Was it speak?
I had a tickle right
Oh.
when it came down.
It was at the Glamour Awards.
Okay.
The prestigious
Are we gonna play it?
So I get it.
Here, play it for us, and I'll cut.
Yeah.
We'll do a cutaway.
Okay, here.
You just put that on. I'll get the gist.
Yeah.
I want to speak to James here. It's James, isn't it?
Oh shit.
When the presenters are up here and when the recipients are receiving their awards, don't stand at the back of the stage with your hands in your pockets, looking around as though you wished you were anywhere but here.
Oh, you couldn't be more wrong, sir. You couldn't be more wrong. Oh, genuinely. And if it looked like that, I'm so sorry. But when
this
you
feels
come
like
up
a
and
bit.
present an award, just get on with it. There we go.
From where I was sitting, I can see your belly. And that was right over there at the back of the room. These people down here, you know.
Sorry, I'm waiting for the punchline. Go on.
Holy shit!
No, seriously, go on. No, go on.
It's like there is no
That's not
punchline.
bit.
You
Yeah.
are
You
the
see my belly?
punchline, sir.
And we can all see you dying right now. Let's go for it. Here we go.
One more. Do you want one more?
Yeah.
I like how everyone's on Patrick Stewart's side, though.
Right?
Yeah, okay.
If you fancy the Jonas Brothers, cover your belly.
Okay.
Oh, that's bad, though.
I'm gonna say, okay, because I'm gonna say, part of me is partially against.
For whatever it's worth, I like your belly, so.
Wait, what was that last part? I totally.
For whatever it's worth,
belly.
I like your belly. Okay. This is so long ago, so I'm not exactly
When was
doing.
that?
9 years ago. It's
I'm not exactly doing a hot
James
take.
Corden
here.
was born 9 years ago. That just appeared into existence.
I'm gonna say, okay, like Patrick Stewart wasn't exactly his finest moment there in that moment either.
Oh,
He
sure.
was
but
frustrated. I'm sure it was.
But
that
I'm
was like in the
definitely
middle of the
more.
show.
I'm definitely more on his side than James Corden.
Yeah.
But then again, put those two together ever. Did they ever fucking like squash the beef at any point?
Whenever you look it up, that's all you
Fun
find.
way of putting it.
Okay.
But he's also not like this isn't like the first time he's done, and he's done this recently.
Mhm.
So Wait.
Kind of changing the subject, but keeping it still weirdly centralized between Cats and Patrick Stewart. Was it Sir Ian McKellen proposed to Patrick Stewart?
But
And
like,
there's, like
for real, not like as a bit.
like it was
like for fun.
It was kind of like a bit, but he did get down on his knee and they did kiss, and there's
I
pictures
saw that-
of
I
it,
saw-
and it's freaking adorable.
I saw the picture of them kissing, and I was like, my heart fluttered a little
Right?
bit.
because I know they're
It's the-
actually best
No,
friends.
they're absolutely, and like, I guess it was like a whole thing, and I don't know. I
I'm
just
not seeing a red dot there.
The so it's
yeah, I just wanted to bring it up because I felt
we'll
like
have
it
to
was
record that. We
weirdly
could stay on
somehow
this for a
still
little bit,
connected to everything we've been talking about, but a little bit more wholesome.
There you go. Cool. Yeah, I don't know how long we lost, how much of that we lost, but we for that
it
throughout that
says
we're
that the two of them made up.
the two of them made up at some
It
point.
says they made up in a sketch a year later after that was done.
Oh, okay. Cool.
But
Even
still,
so,
that's-
like
I
James
feel like I remember
Corden
that.
was like, and we know horror stories about James Corden. Like he's just not.
Not like that bad, just that he's a dick. Not that
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
not
no,
that he's an
No,
a monster.
No,
But
he's
he's
just
a dick,
he's just
yeah.
an.
I just gotta say, if you fancy the Jonas Brothers, cover your belly. All right?
What a sweet burn, dude.
You fucking got him.
Wait, if I go like this, yeah, you kind of look like him. So it's good. No, just
Are you going for James Corden or Patrick Stewart?
that's just it.
Yeah, I
That's
guess
not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Patrick Stewart's like we were actually. I'm watching.
He's
He's
one of
a
those
boy.
people who like don't age because he was already like an 80-year-old man when he was like
He's
40.
fat.
He's not even 80 yet.
I know, but he just kind of has that look where
He's
he's just
78.
like, oh my god.
He's 78. We're tight. He's 78. I know it.
Well, no, I've been watching Next Gen,
Mhm.
and we're watching it, and it's like, wow, Patrick Stewart is like a really, really attractive man.
Okay,
Right.
well, okay. So is you watching? Okay, because you watching Next Gen right now,
Mhm.
having seen him recently, how much would you say the age difference has been?
Maybe it.
It looks like probably like 10 years.
Yeah, about 10 years. He
Okay.
doesn't
Yeah.
look. He doesn't look much older.
It's honestly, he just looks a little like his skin is just a little bit looser than it was before. Like he's not like,
Mhm.
but like outside of that, it just looks like the
Yeah.
same. Like he looks exactly
pretty
the
crazy.
same. Yeah.
It's also.
James Corden's not gonna look that good in 10 years.
I remember I didn't hate him when he was because I used to watch Doctor Who,
Mhm.
and that's I think where he got like his big break was on
Yeah.
Doctor Who like 10 years
Wait,
ago.
who was he in Doctor Who?
He was during the Matt Smith years. He was Craig
Okay.
with the baby.
Yeah.
And I wanted him to be the companion so bad because I just wanted to see James Corden running away from Daleks.
It's like, Doctor!
Doctor!
Yeah.
I could you just imagine just like the one and only fat Cyberman?
Yeah. That's just can you imagine? Oh my god, I want like just like I want like so they had a bunch of like famous people play stormtroopers in like new Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
What if they just had like just one really fat one? Like James Corden is a stormtrooper, and it's just like a random, just really big stormtrooper.
To be clear, we're not fat shaming.
I know,
it's
no.
Corden shaming.
Yes.
It's fine because no, I'm just saying that like it's just funny because obviously they all look exactly the same.
Right.
And it's
Fat
just,
people are stormtroopers.
yeah, I'm sure there can be a fat stormtrooper.
I can't imagine why there. I think it would be discrimination to say that a fat person couldn't be a stormtrooper.
I mean,
I'm sure they could work, garbage compactor.
no, I think I think the Empire is very. They're,
Do you hate this?
they're very.
Yeah.
I think the Empire is very accommodating. They're willing to.
No, the First Order is very accommodating.
I just feel like if someone saw them, it'd be like, "Are you a little fat to be a stormtrooper?"
That's true. Yeah. That's good. I like that one.
I'm going back to Cats though. I'm just so surprised how that movie turned out after the fact, because I watched a lot of the behind the scenes stuff on YouTube, and it genuinely looks like they tried, and then that doesn't come off on screen.
I 100% believe every single one of those actors acted their hearts out. And
like it's an earnest attempt. Like there was a genuine.
I think that's why I loved it though, because it's
Yeah.
like The Room. Like The Room was an earnest attempt at a drama.
They really
and that's
tried.
why I love that, because it's such a failure.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
this is the same thing. This was such an earnest attempt that
And
the failure is hilarious.
Except for Skimbleshanks, who was
Skimbleshanks
perfect
was
and
awesome.
on
Is
point,
God,
and the
yeah.
whole thing is absolutely amazing,
wouldn't change
except for the CGI, which is not his fault.
No, I wouldn't
even change it.
I feel like if you were to change anything about it, something would be lost.
Even
Right.
how about
Something-
the fact that he shrinks into
The fucking stars aligned for the Skimbleshank sequence. Like we were blessed with that. Like if like that was taken away from us, I would.
That's top movie of the year. Yeah,
Yeah,
just
well,
the
actually,
Skimbleshanks.
let me ask you this though.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of the best movies of 2019. I know Jeremy and I probably will agree that like my favorite movie to watch in a theater was Avengers Endgame. Doesn't
Me too.
necessarily mean it's the
Yeah,
best
I would
movie,
agree with that.
but can we acknowledge we've seen Uncut Gems, we've seen Lighthouse, we've seen Parasite. You haven't seen Parasite.
I haven't seen Parasite.
But-
It's on my list.
Cats was the second best movie going experience for me last year.
Really?
Oh,
I
yeah.
kind of agree. Like, I haven't had that much fun in a movie in a really long time, and I mean
I'm
that in
getting it
like
on
the
Blu-ray.
I was
It's-
wheezing.
It's great when the entire audience is on the same page as you.
Oh,
when they're
absolutely.
watching.
No, and like that was the best part, because like when I was there, like everyone was laughing at the same terrible moments. People were gasping at the same horrific rat scenes and the cockroaches and like seeing what's her face? Oh, what was
Rebel
it?
Wilson?
Rebel Wilson eating a sentient screaming cockroach
That she raised.
that she raised herself, and hearing it, it's
like
like
a
its
child.
little tiny body crunching in her like maw. It just made it so much like
That's a great word.
so much better. Like it was just something so visceral about the whole experience, and like I don't think I've laughed that hard in forever.
I told Matt Tabor this, but I didn't tell you this.
What?
Jeremy and I saw Cats on Christmas
Why?
at 4:20.
Yeah, it was a 420 show.
How many people were in the audience?
Oh, it was actually weirdly like
It was pretty packed.
packed.
actually.
But I
Yeah.
think everyone was there not only because they all wanted
Yeah.
to laugh at Cats, but they were there at the meme to say
Oh,
they saw
absolutely.
Cats at 4:20.
on Christmas.
Christmas.
Of course.
I was really disappointed with those box office numbers because I really wanted Cats too.
Oh, the
Desperately.
Cats.
Cats
What,
too.
how would you even make a Cats 2 when
You
the
just
first
create-
one is so perfect?
It's like next generation of Pokemon. Just create new cats.
Yeah,
Just
just
more
make new
cats.
cats.
but
I'm Trash Can the Cat, and I like to eat trash.
I like this.
Right in.
Trash can the cat.
Trash can the
I was
cat.
gonna say
Watch
make
this.
it like I'm Cat the Keychain and I'm in a lot of pain.
Oh my god.
That I can't say I hated it because I didn't.
No,
I
had
kind
a
of
great
adore
time.
It's not good.
No,
Don't, like-
No, I had a great time with
You
it.
cannot go in expecting a good movie. When you kind of just accept it for what it is, just like let it sink in, like what's happening. It just becomes so surreally hilarious.
I think I'm a Cats super fan.
Would you say that you're a Cats person?
No.
Her or something.
I'm a Cats. Okay, I think there needs to be a distinction here, though. I'm a Cats movie super fan.
So
The play is ass. Like,
I was hanging out with some friends yesterday, and we watched the entirety of the Broadway show on YouTube in those tiny clips.
And
Immediately followed by Sherlock Gnomes, also pretty bad.
I don't know. I feel like Sherlock Gnomes has a lot of potential.
Has anyone seen Sherlock Gnomes?
I've seen Romeo and Juliet. That's the first one.
Also,
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that Romeo and Juliet is a Disney movie. Sherlock Gnomes is Paramount. It was so bad they went, fuck this. We don't want
I had
more.
no idea it was a Disney movie.
I think it's distributed
Look it up,
by...
Mommy.
Look that up, because I can't believe that is a Disney movie.
That is not true.
There's no way.
No, Sherlock Gnomes. No, Romeo and Juliet is
Juliet.
not a Disney movie. 100%.
I think it might be like...
I will kill myself right now.
Walt Disney Company.
Well, how about
Holy
that?
fuck!
Well,
What?
how
They
do you
really.
like
I
that?
think they must have separated themselves from
That's
it.
not. I don't know, man. That's.
You're showing
Also-
it to us again.
Okay, I know that one of the companies was Elton John's company.
What?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why... Yeah. So that's why all of the movie... Like, all the soundtrack is just Elton John songs, because it's fucking free for them. So why
Holy
not?
shit!
And their credits include Romeo and Juliet, Sherlock Gnomes, and Rocket Man.
Wait, Romeo and Juliet is just full of Elton John songs?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You know.
Have you seen Romeo and Juliet?
I guess not.
Well, then that explains why you wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Well, I know Disney has some sort of relationship with Paramount.
Crocodile Rock, Saturday Night's Alright for Fighting, Your Song, Rocket Man, Tiny Dancer, Benny and the Jets.
Holy shit!
Isn't that crazy?
These are all
Isn't
just
that-
the songs from Rocket
Isn't
Man.
that, isn't that
Oh my
insane?
god, you're right. It's like they're all interconnected. I bet it's just like an expanded universe
Of Elton John.
of Elton John.
No, because people don't realize that the Popeye movie, the Robert Altman Popeye movie,
Oh boy.
is a Disney film because it's a Paramount movie. So I think maybe it's a Paramount Disney venture.
So it is, the production
They
companies are...
fucking join forces to make Romeo and Juliet.
The production company is Touchstone, which is owned by
Disney.
Disney, and Rocket Pictures, distributed by Disney.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right,
It's
so
a weird one, right?
That is
That's a weird one.
That
It's
is
fascinating.
That is a fact I did not know.
And then also the cast stacked. Do you want to hear
That
who's
is-
in?
Well, I know who Sherlock Gnomes is.
I know
Yeah,
it's Johnny Depp. Yeah,
But,
which
okay,
is
so this is the. Do you want the cast for
Truly the
Romeo
height
and
of his
Juliet, or do
career.
you want the
Yes.
cast for Sherlock Gnomes?
Sherlock Gnomes, because
Sherlock
I
Gnomes
imagine there's
specifically.
probably going to be. It's probably just a bigger list. I imagine.
It's
It's everybody.
bigger in
It's everybody.
Nomeo.
Let's see that
Okay,
one.
James McAvoy is Nomeo.
Okay.
Emily Blunt is Juliet. Mike Cocaine is Lord Redbrick.
Okay.
Jason Statham is Tybalt. Maggie Smith is Lady Blueberry.
Holy shit.
Patrick Stewart is William Shakespeare. And in the Wikipedia article it says, who wrote Romeo and Juliet. Shakespeare does have a credit. Just so you know.
It's just
wow.
the
Yeah.
guy William Shakespeare has credit.
Ozzy Osbourne as Fawn a Garden Deer.
Fawn
He has
a garden.
2 lines in Sherlock Gnomes. Again, I've not seen Romeo and Juliet. Jim Cummings, because he gets money.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan as the Turfinator.
The
Hulk Hogan?
Hulk Hogan. Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
Holy shit.
Well, I feel like we gotta watch this movie now. Like,
Dolly
we're
Parton
obligated to.
as... Are you
What?
ready? Dolly Parton as Dolly Gnome.